everyone, welcome. Today we're going to go and talk about customer experience and technology. So this is a really important topic because the truth is we often ask ourselves, what does the future hold? And the future of customer experience, what does that actually look like? And this is truly $1,000,000 question. If the past is any indication of the future, I can definitely predict that customer experience will continue to evolve rapidly, right? Enabled technology has accelerated the rate of change, which will open up new experiences we would never have imagined. It is in an industry that has arisen almost out of nowhere and keeps accelerating because of increasing competition across the sector, a steady stream of new technologies, and innovations in how we communicate with other people. We humans are probably the most unpredictable element of all of it. One of the things I want to say is, yes, technology is changing, but you know what is not going to change? This emphasis on customer experience. We know that more customers are stating that the customer experience is the biggest part of how we make purchasing decisions. It means more of us are demanding better treatment and are willing to pay for it. The truth is, this study conducted by PricewaterhouseCoopers stated that 73% of us say the customer experience is an important factor. Right? And we know that as marketers, business to business marketers agree, but the truth is trying to align all of that can be a bit of a challenge within organizations, as we know and as we have talked about over the past year. Employee experience is going to remain one of the top influencers. So not only is customer experience really important, but if it is, it means that we have to ensure that our employee experience is just as good, right? Engaged employees are in demand, and we know and we see that right now in this time in our history. And the truth is, it's going to get harder and harder to keep really good people. By investing in employees, that means we can pay off in a big way, right? How do we allow our employees to feel engaged so that they can keep our customers engaged? So we know that as it relates to the landscape of customer experience, those two things are not going to change. But what is going to change is this idea of old, outdated technology. Customers are not going to, they're not going to tolerate it anymore. Maybe in the past we maybe tolerated that because there wasn't a lot of competition, but the truth is there's a lot of competition and they're not interested in it, okay? Because we all have access to so much more information now. Brands can no longer hide behind press releases or advertising, right? The truth is customers want to be in touch with your brand and they want to interact quickly. So outdated technology is a signal to a customer that the overall experience is not a priority and they're probably not going to like it, right? Think about organizations such as Uber, Airbnb, they have these seamlessly new experiences and they've disrupted the industry because of their innovation. There is also going to be changes in the channel. If you just think about this and how much the way that we have communicated and how we've communicated has shifted over the past 5 years, ask yourself the question, what's still going to be around in 5 years in the future, right? Think about how the phone or the fax or email or even just what I call snail mail, but mail that you mail in a mailbox, how has that shifted? How has the priority changed? And the truth is, we know that technology is and will replace some of those channels, right? The rise of machines, chatbots is a great one in terms of this idea of automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning will drive real lasting change to the contact centers and structure in an overall org chart, right? The truth is chatbots are already serving our customers in a really high way, right? So we need to start thinking about technologies that are going to help customer service agents, and then also how are they going to help prepare our customers for the great experience that they're after. The truth is we do not want to look like we are competing against technology because it's not humans against the technology or the machines. Technology is here to help your customers feel connected to your brand and company. And the truth is technologies need to help you augment your customer experience. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. Our world is becoming more and more powered utilizing artificially empowered tools, and it actually is what's leading the way in customer experience programs, right? And this is not going to go away. If anything, we're seeing that this is helping companies scale their customer experience initiatives by handling time-consuming processes and being more efficient than humans at times, right? They're able to get you the information quicker, have better stats that way. And these are just a few of the ways that we're starting to see how we're categorizing customer support conversations in ways to identify topics and trends and so on. So analyzing and taking sentiment, routing customer support topics, understanding key experience drivers, all extremely important. So what is AI? Artificial intelligence is the ability of a company or a computer program or a machine to think and learn. So this is a great example that you see on your screen in the bottom right-hand corner. And this is an example of computer vision. You can see that all these images have similarities. The coloring's the same. You know, there's these big round, kind of almost like round bluish circles. But we as humans know that these are two different things. One is a muffin, a blueberry muffin, and one is a little chihuahua dog. But the computer doesn't know that. But what it can do is it can start to pull together like things. And what we do, artificial intelligence, as humans, as we click on these images, we train the computer on how to visualize and how to pull up the correct items. So this may look like, you may have heard natural language processing or speech recognition or speech to text or text to meaning or sentiment analysis is all a form of artificial intelligence. Another great example is self-driving cars, right? That is another example of the really technology learning the boundaries as it relates to driving a car, and what does that look like, and what are the things that they are taking into consideration to make the decisions that it makes as it relates to technology in the car. So what is machine learning? Machine learning is an application of our artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experiences. So this is, them better understanding how is it that they are going to learn. Well, if we tag a friend, the machine starts to learn, oh, this face type is always associated with this friend. You might see that on your Apple phone. They do that often when you look at your photos. They'll collect all those items together. Siri is another one. Again, robotic processing automation is also making its mark. This is a form of business process automation that involves using software to perform tasks that cross the boundaries between applications, right? So what does a human worker do versus the process of human-like functioning, right? So we want to improve efficiency, reduce the chances of human error, and humans sometimes make errors based on just repeated tasks. But we know that also as humans, we are able to pick up on things that robots and computers are not, such as emotional intelligence. So how will this continue to change business? All right, the truth is, the things that we are used to doing business with are probably going to look a lot different in 5 years. And the truth is, artificial intelligence will anticipate and take over some of the actions that we do day to day. Think about just as simple as having a smart fridge, and the fridge knowing when you're running out of milk before you are. So it then connects to, let's say, Amazon, and it has a new delivery of milk coming in the mail. Let's say hypothetically, right? Like, how is it that our businesses or the way customers interact with different services or interact with their day-to-day lives, how is that going to play a difference? Big data is needed in that. Better understanding the data is really important. A more mobile experience is also going to be really important. And then the Internet of Things is also, the truth is that we're going to be shifting and moving things out. And the Internet of Things is going to transform customer experience in both a proactive and a reactive manner. On one hand, for example, devices will be able to report impending failure or unusual power consumption, and on the other, it's going to be connected and will be able to respond to local conditions, right? So the Internet of Things is really important. It's what we've been living in. It's what we keep seeing as it relates to those connections. The robotics and automation, this is something that is really flourishing, and we're starting to see a lot of in a customer experience focus. Robotics and automation can not only address maybe the speed to market issue we have, but also can offer customers greater flexibility in the production and distribution of goods. Rather than just being offered a choice between small, medium, or large, right? You can now use digital technology to select a complete suite of options and help you control or build the features of a product, right? So for instance, in a high-end car manufacturing, customers can go online and build the car of their choice. They don't just have to take what's on the lot. Think about being in Lowe's. This is a great example. I don't know about you, but I walk up and down those aisles trying to find the products that I'm looking for. And now I can talk to this robot and it can either show me or show me exactly where it is if I cannot find somebody to talk to. Automation and personalization is huge. Machine learning and artificial intelligence is being used as a means of understanding buyer behavior and decision making. And the more it understands, the more advertisers it will be able to target it. Currently, a lot of what we're doing in the digital marketing sphere is a lot of guesswork. But what we're doing is we're testing and we're adjusting and we're experimenting. And that alone allows us to get really more personalized with our audience. And being able to allow algorithms and that artificial machine learning to come back and give great examples to our customers. Another example is micro-location technology. Micro-location technology makes it possible to send potential customers a location-specific message, right? This is closing that gap between offline and online interactions. And it's been found that customers are far more likely to respond to these messages and click through to an advertiser's information if the service is being offered in their current locality. The truth is, we're starting to see organizations beginning to use this technology to support different scenarios as it relates to retail and entertainment. And these are really great because these micro locations can give you really specific information as it relates to shopping assistance and objections. Okay, this is really important to do. Geofencing is another thing that we're seeing a lot of, and this is really making a huge splash with high-end cars as it relates to the automotive industry, right? You can entice customers with specific offers based on their geofencing location. But also, if you're a car manufacturer, let's say you're a high-end car manufacturer like BMW, you can also add this in as a feature. And it's like a tracking service that can be activated within a certain parameter. So that way, if the car will travel within a mobile geofence, its position is recorded every 20 seconds. So if your car was to be stolen for parts, let's say, you would be able to find and locate it. Another huge and new technology that's really coming on the market for customer experience is drones. Drone technology also looks like transforming retail as it relates to customer experience. And this technology is likely to come into the general use sooner and sooner. And right now, Amazon has a drone delivery service in the UK. It started back in 2016. And they will use this for private customers in Britain. And again, the long-term goal of Amazon is to make this easier and quicker for you to get your material in less time. And so if you use the drone, depending on where the warehouse is and what you requested, you could get that dropped off within 30 minutes if you lived in the UK. Augmented reality, we're seeing a huge force and a huge shift. Digital technology superimposes computer-generated images and content on physical environments, often in real time. The integration of real-world environments with digital techniques alters the customer's perceptions of reality to enhance decision-making while they're interacting in the environment. Digital enhancements really overlay elements such as audio, graphics, description text, and other virtual features. So a great example is, this IKEA app, right? They have broken down different touch points of the customer's journey to create a really integrated experience that leverages multiple channels and multiple different technologies. So that way, while you are thinking about buying IKEA furniture, you can do it in real time in your house to figure out that layout. Everyone loves a good game, and gamification has been around in this customer experience, element in industry, but we're starting to see this play more and more. And this is really an opportunity to motivate our end customers to reach their goal, right? This is often in collaboration with others in social networks and has been widely adopted as an organization strategy. It can be both used for internal processes, like really looking at that employee experience, as well as looking at it from a customer experience. So some technologies integrate their workplace management technologies and have a point system that is linked to the organization's reward and recognition program, allowing staff to redeem products and services on an app using points. So these chatbots are really great. These chatbots are something we're seeing more and more. This is automated tools that essentially are responsible for interacting with clients and customers. Currently, they are able to do things like answer basic questions and fulfill orders. They're being used by companies of all sizes and are becoming easier and easier to integrate into websites on a small scale. So that means real term, real life interaction to make connections on time. Big data. So big data and analytics, this is huge. This is really a big transformation as it relates to technology, how we use big data and how that influences customer experiences. So there are 3 V's that are still incorporated as it relates to a big data and the definition of big data. That is high volume, high velocity, and or high variety of information or assets that require new forms of processing to enable enhanced decision making, insight discovery, and process optimization. Big data has been a buzzword for so long now that I've become it's almost weird because people are not sure how to take it or what that means. But essentially, if we were to break it down, I want you to think about it a little bit more like this. Big data allows you to gather, when used properly, gather insights, create decisions that allow you then to create in a really great, an optimized space, right? And this idea of co-creation is really the term used to describe what happens when customers are involved in creating goods and services that are suited to their own requirements. It is an important way of deepening the relationships between the customers and the company. So co-creation embeds the company culture by enabling customers to have a say about what they want and how to do it. So if we think about big data and the customer feedback loop, this is really important. The truth is we have these customer touch points and insights are really powerful, but we need to be listening to our customers first and foremost, right? So we want to be thinking about how does that look? Is that through market research, focus groups, interviews, surveys? But the truth is we need people to really feel like we're constantly thinking and gathering feedback and then creating insights in a really unique way. So not only do we need to listen, we need to collect that feedback so it can be meaningful to us. We need to then uncover feedback opportunities. Like, what is it from this feedback that we actually could do something about that's really important to the organization? And then we want to be able to then put that into a tangible, actionable result so we can act on the feedback and those opportunities. So CX software tools. I say this because this is so important. There are so many different types of tools depending on what you want to focus on. But I am going to talk about a couple more high-arching, more overarching service-based tools that are really good. Now, Salesforce has their Salesforce component, and they have different modules you can add on. And one of the modules that you can add on is called the Salesforce Service Cloud. This allows you to build seamless customer engagement with digital-first services. So it's really time-saving. It's a really time-saving relationship building. It allows us to look at the CX platform in a way that's really effective when it comes to giving agents the insights they need to understand their customers and their cases. So we are going to get a little bit more in-depth and focus on that. HubSpot Service Hub is also a really great tool. Again, how is it that you're interacting, maybe live on live chats or live integrations with a chatbot? How are we able to service our customer in real time? So this is more focused on customer service software, but again, how can we connect that and record all the information in our customer relationship management software so that all departments across the organization can see into the visibility of our clients and what their needs are? So what is an AI-powered chatbot? An AI-powered chatbot is a program within a website or an app that stimulates human conversations, right? And this uses natural language processing. That is a form of artificial intelligence. So chatbots are programmed by us to address most of those users' needs, a lot of those frequently asked questions, or a lot of the questions we get as it relates to navigating in a product or a service, right? So they're using the website or the app to help them answer their question. Another really strong and very good software is called Intercom. Intercom is the software that, again, supports live chats, chatbots. It's really focused on behavioral data and can answer a lot of queries provided on personalized experience along the way. So not only does it answer what you've already put in, but it's able to connect and use that. So it's really important for us to be thinking about how to use technology as it relates to our business and our overall customer experience. Because if there's ways to fill in that gap in the customer journey, we want to be able to do that. And if you get the chance, I did link this into the PowerPoint slides and also online, but Chatbots for Business is a great video to watch. The truth is, we know that there is a future of customer experience. It's only becoming more precise. We're only leaning more and more into the automation, artificial intelligence, and offering choice and an effortless customer experience. And at the same time, not losing the traditional face-to-face and contact centers. We want to be bringing in that offline and online experience and connecting them closely together. And we need to be doing that through technology. We need to be closing and creating seamless customer experiences, which means that we need to be leaning on technology to help us do that.